Happy Saturday, everyone. Happy Saturday. Wow. Two more Saturdays. Well, one more Saturday after this one in 2024. I cannot believe it. Gonna pull up my notes. Let me see some gems in the comments. Like if you could put a gemstone in the comment section. Let me see my gem nation. And I'm pulling up my notes. Let's see who's in the building. Hey, Alberta, welcome back. Blessings, blessings. Moni's in the middle. Hey, Moni. I love your profile pic. That is beautiful. Hey, Crystal Flame, welcome back. Moderator with the wrench, Christine, is in the building. Hola, hola, mis amigas. Hey, Stephanie. Welcome, welcome, welcome on our late Saturday evening meetup. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wait, I see some comments. Hold on a second. WM. Hey, WM. Welcome back, my South Carolina sister. Hi, Miss P. Good to see you back in the building. Hey, Mari. Good to see you. Anita's back. Welcome, Anita. Good to see the gemstones able to make it on Saturday. I was concerned, Saturday evening, I should say, especially the last one before Christmas. Hey, Amber D. Good to see you. Hey, Stephanie. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Now we have to do an acknowledgement. There's two. Wait a minute. Great news. I finally got the last piece of documentation, my divorce decree. I'll be standing in line early to get my passport expedited. Congratulations. Yeah, I know about that divorce decree, girl. I'm happy for you. And you also retain Latrice as your lawyer. We're going for 3 years severance pay. Listen, let's all put the praying hands in the chat for Crystal. I know you aim high, and hopefully you'll get the high, but if you don't, it'll be more than, I think you said 10 months that they were trying to offer or something. So hallelujah. I tell you, God is good. God is good. Just bringing the whole Gem Nation together the right way. That is so good. Okay. I got rid of more furniture, clothes today. Condo is halfway empty. Woohoo. Listen, child, you are just going to have me sleeping good tonight. I love the fact that I see the gems. So happy for you, Crystal, for you making these moves. Oh my gosh. Oh, it was 7 months, but less than your annual. Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully, you got a lot of people praying for you. You got a lot of community where 2 or more are gathered. Listen, congratulations. Hey, Sapphire D, and I see Anita Leach in the building. I don't think I didn't shout you out before. It was Amber that I shouted out before. Congratulations. I am so happy. I am going to be respectful of people Saturday. Hey, Cynthia from the ATL. We were just celebrating Crystal Flame, who got her divorce decree, and the next thing she's checking off the list is getting her passport expedited. So we are super excited for her and anyone else who's making moves. Hey, cousin Casper 330. For anyone and everyone who's making moves, listen, we celebrate you. We salute you. it's about that action. In the words of Queen Bee, right? You got to be about that action. So, um, yeah, listen, we're going to pray for that, but having representation is key to at least maximize whatever it is, right? So what they say, aim for the moon, even if you don't hit or reach, you'll still be among the stars. So yeah, that was a failure. And the fact that I'm sure somebody's ego is going to be not intact with everyone calling this man president. It's about to be a showdown at the OK Corral, as they say. But anyway, I want to be respectful of everyone's time tonight. Um, I know it's Saturday evening on the East Coast. Some of us are going to church, tomorrow. Some of us just have things to do the Sunday before Christmas, rather it's food shopping, gift shopping, whatever it is. I want to be respectful. So tonight is actually a part 2 from last Saturday when we, literally were hearing out of their own mouths, right, what the plan is for America, especially as it relates to DEI. The whole attack on our rights. And we don't have to guess because we heard from people on the inside of the last campaign. And we heard from, what was the professor's name? It's in my notes. So when I pull up my notes, I'll refer to him again. But the professor who gave the example of what happened to the Japanese back in, the 40s and the, concentration camps and the, basically keeping them hostage for none of them to ever be found guilty, but their entire net worth in some cases were completely wiped out. So we heard from, was it Vance and some other people. So we're going to hear from some more people tonight. We're going to hear from both sides, though. We're going to hear from the legal minds who are advocating to slow down or stop whatever progress they're planning on making against DEI. So we're going to hear from some lawyers, we're going to hear from some other expert minds, and we're going to also hear, if we have time, we'll hear from somebody who was also part of the extreme right organization, but since had a turnaround. And so we'll get into that in a second. If you didn't catch, I posted a toolkit recap, basically. It's a toolkit recap video, a stay ready toolkit recap video, because I know there's a lot of people that have joined recently, and we've been going over a lot of resources over these past, oh my gosh, tomorrow's going to be 43 days. So today is the 42nd day of lives. And so I know there's been a lot of information disseminated, a lot of resources, both paid and free. And so I did it's under 15 minute video, just recapping all of the resources that are currently available, the prices, and also the free ones, and how they can help. And so you could check that video out when you get a chance. Yesterday, we had a good interview with attorney Latrice, I don't want to, Burks Palmiero. It's an Italian last name. I may have got that mixed up. But she shared so many gems about how we can stay ready as it relates to, what may be coming down the pike. She projects a lot to be coming down the pike as this changing of the guard happens. And so how that can affect us as employees, as business owners, all the things. So if you missed that video, please check it out. It's in the toolkit, the playlist toolkit, the Stay Ready Toolkit and Gems playlist, which is on the page. And I think that's pretty much it. Let me go ahead and introduce myself. Hey, everyone. I am Kim, aka Kim with the Gems here. Well, the channel used to be called Black Travel and Culture. I was getting ready to say that here at Black Travel and Culture. But anyway, I am Kim, aka Kim with the Gems, founder of Black Travel and Culture Community. Launched in 2017. We empower, inspire, inform, celebrate the whole Black travel movement, from the novice to the expert, from the person who just wants to travel and bop around the world to the person who wants to get paid to travel around the world. And we also host events and find us on social media. We're going to ramp back up with our TikTok, our Facebook, and our Instagram starting in January. The hyper focus was YouTube over the past 42 days or 43, 42 days. And so, go ahead and follow us now. I'll start putting the links back in the description, but since I knew I wasn't going to be posting on those sites, it didn't make sense to do that. So, if you are not a subscriber, if you are not a member of the Gem Nation, go ahead, subscribe to the channel now. Drop your gemstones in the chat so we can recognize you. Also, follow, turn on the notification bell so you'll know when we go live. We go live every single day. We might not go live on Christmas and New Year's, but I'll let the spirit guide me. But we've been going live every day since November 10th, and we will continue to do that, with possibly the exception of Christmas and New Year's, up until the changing of the guards. We're committed to every day live until the changing of the guards. And so if that is something that you're interested in, if you want to hear more about the gems that are being dropped here, from everything on how we can move abroad, how we can exit toxic job situations, how we can bop around the world, how we can take a sabbatical, take a short-term break out of stressful situations. We're covering all of that. And then also on Saturdays, we focus on this whole Project 2025 breakdown and what is really being said. And so with that being said, go ahead, like this video. I'm going to start with a video. Well, it's going to be the audio from a video, and it's going to set the tone, I think, for exactly what this whole divinely ordained mission to cover Project 2025 is. It will kind of set the tone for that. So let me go ahead, pull up. I do want to pull up the people that are speaking. So give me 1 second to do that. I'm going to put myself down in the corner. And then I'm going to present this screen. So the first two people we're going to hear from, let me take myself off. Hold on. Are members of our community. And the first audio that we're going to hear is going to set the tone of the importance of us building community, the importance of us doing things like reading The Art of War, reading our Bibles first, right? I truly believe that, but also books like The Art of War and others that, we will go over or have gone over, to stay knowledgeable, staying connected to reliable news sources, not the traditional corporate media that we already went through. So if you missed that video, check out, we did a video this past week about corporate media. And it can be concerning, and it's definitely something that we should not focus all our energy on. There are other areas that we can get our information. Oh, and if you haven't caught the video that I posted today, I did a free list, a free clickable link. Someone asked for it. So there is a resource within the Beacons page where you can download the valuable news sources that we went over earlier this week. And then just like I said, they're clickable links. You could go directly to those pages, and that's free. So you don't have to worry about that. So let's go into the first Audio. Un momento, por favor. I have to start practicing my Spanish again. Because I haven't been to Mexico since early June. So I have so many links. Let me just make sure I'm pulling up the right one. Here we go. No? I hope you like the hit the like button while we're waiting. Is this it?
Douglas said when he was about 6 years old, his master came in and taught his wife, teaching him and other slave children how to read. He absolutely flipped out. And he said, "Woman, don't you ever teach a slave how to read. If you teach these slaves how to read, they will start reading books. And they will realize that the world is so much bigger than the world they live in now. They will never be content to be a slave again. And whatever you do, don't ever let a slave read the Bible." Reading. He learned a skill because he could read. He learned the skill of carpentry. He bought his freedom, had it stolen from him, bought it again, had it stolen from him, bought it again, and finally he was free. The man became so eloquent because of reading that he gave an audience with the President of the United States and the Queen of England and was instrumental in the abolition of slavery in the United States of America.
Okay. Were y'all able to hear that? I hope you were able to hear it. If you need me to play it again, I'll play it one more time. Someone comment. I'll wait for a couple of comments. If you're good, thumbs up. If you need me. I don't know what no means. No, you couldn't hear it, or no, you don't need me to play it again. Please play it one more time. That's all I needed. Okay, so let's do that one more time. Okay, it was choppy, you said? Oh, that's interesting. Let's try it again.
Frederick Douglass said when he was about 6 years old, his master came in and taught his wife, teaching him and other slave children how to read. And he absolutely flipped out. And he said, "Woman, don't you ever teach a slave how to read. If you teach these slaves how to read, they will start reading books. And they will realize that the world is so much bigger than the world they live in now. They will never be content to be a slave again. And whatever you do, don't ever let a slave read the Bible." Reading. He learned a skill because he could read. He learned the skill of carpentry. He bought his freedom, had it stolen from him, bought it again, had it stolen from him, bought it again, and finally he was free. The man became so eloquent because of reading that he gave an audience with the President of the United States and the Queen of England and was instrumental in the abolition of slavery in the United States of America.
I hope you heard that. I didn't see any more comments, but basically what Myron was saying, he spoke about the absolute magnitude, not the power. The audio was in and out. Okay, I'm gonna play it from the computer, but I'm just gonna play the audio from the computer. And so hopefully, I don't know what's going on with that, but it's okay.
Frederick Douglass said when he was about 6 years old, his master came in, taught his wife, teaching him and other slave children how to read. And he absolutely flipped out. And he said, "Woman, don't you ever teach a slave how to read. If you teach these slaves how to read, they will start reading books. And they will realize that the world is so much bigger than the world they live in now. They will never be content to be a slave again. And whatever you do, don't ever let a slave read the Bible." That's the magnitude of reading. He learned a skill because he could read. He learned the skill of carpentry. He bought his freedom, had it stolen from him, bought it again, had it stolen from him, bought it again, and finally he was free. The man became so eloquent because of reading that he gave an audience with the President of the United States and the Queen of England and was instrumental in the abolition of slavery in the United States of America. Frederick Douglass
So I hope
said
you
when
heard that, because I heard it on my end very clear. Oh, good. I see better audio, very clear. So perfect. So basically, I mean, this is the importance of what we need to focus on in our community now without thinking of anyone saying, oh, we'll be fine, fear mongering. When I share things like Google Scholar, when I share books and resources that I know can help us at least stay ready so we don't have to get ready. This is the reason why, because they're banking on us not staying ready. They're banking of us. We were becoming too woke. They want us to go back to sleep, right? And woke is a positive thing. No, don't let nobody tell you. So I tell you, it's not my Wi-Fi, it's StreamYard, because I have used every other device in my house that has had no problem. So if StreamYard goes in and out, I already have a complaint in with them. But anyway, so it is so important that when we share these information, these gems, that we don't just listen for entertainment. We find a way to soak it all in as much as we can. And so that's why I'm, again, doing this every single day, because it's a lot of information to soak in. And I hope to try to make it as easily digestible as possible for us as a community. And so I'm going to play another audio, and we're going to get back into their words in a second, but this is setting up their thinking by Miss Presley. Hold on a second. I'll play the audio from my computer again, since it seems like it's clearer there. So this is when Ms. Presley called out Republican lawmakers for pushing anti-DEI bills that claim that there is no racism and never has been any in America, except for reverse racism against them. And they're literally trying to write this into law. So let's listen to what she had to say. And hold on. I got to redo this. Where's the audio? Hold on.
Is an utter disgrace.
I'm going to replay that. Hold on a second.
Act is an utter disgrace. Having sat and read the text in preparation for today's markup, I have yet another example to tell my constituents about the unserious.
Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I was trying to. Can y'all hear that? I just want to make sure y'all can hear her. So before I let it play all the way through, are y'all able to hear that? Good. You are able to hear it. Perfect. I'm going to go back to it and play it from the beginning. Great. Hold on.
Work of the Republican Party.
I'm
now,
play it from the beginning.
The Dismantling DEI Act is an utter disgrace. Having sat and read the text in preparation for today's markup, I have yet another example to tell my constituents about the unserious work of the Republican Party. Now, I'll work with anyone serious about progress who wants to center the people who call this country home. This isn't it. The Committee on Oversight has the broadest jurisdiction in the entire House of Representatives to investigate any topic it chooses, but we are debating legislation that denies the sky is blue, water is wet, and racism is real. The major provision of the bill says to ban anything that acknowledges racism. And a few pages later in the exact same bill, there are multiple provisions discussing the presence of racism. This Republican approach is as predictable as it is nonsensical. On one hand, they're saying that racism does not exist. On the other hand, they are saying there is rampant reverse racism. Well, how do you reverse something that never existed in the first place? Riddle me that. While this Republican policy may have a new name, it's the same old tired game. Look, y'all are entitled to your opinions, but not a denial of the facts. Do you all know your history? Do you know American history? The original Constitution counted enslaved individuals as 3/5 of a person. During World War II, the federal government forcibly relocated and incarcerated 110,000 Japanese Americans. The FHA practiced redlining in the 1930s and 60s to deny mortgages to Black Americans, which is why we have a racial wealth gap today. I can go on. The GI Bill. You're supposed to be race neutral, denied access to Black Americans, denying them equal access to education and housing benefits, which is why we do not have generational wealth. Don't talk to me about merit when those Black servicemen fought for our friends. And I'd also just like to take a personal note of privilege to say, please keep Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s name out of your mouths. Yes. Your perversion of his words and his mission when his children have asked you to stop invoking his name and perverting his work when he was a proud and unapologetic Black man fighting for equality for Black Americans and all marginalized people. So you all are entitled to your opinions, but not a denial of the facts. But I'm not surprised that you would deny American history. What I am, though, is committed to speaking truth to power, committed to standing up for marginalized communities and vulnerable people, committed to ensuring that everyone has equal opportunity to pursue higher education and to live in a society that is fair and just.
So, did she tell that, or did she tell that? And this was like a week ago, right? A little over a week ago. But what I want you to take from that is that for people that don't know their history, if they don't read their history, and when I say people, I'm specifically talking about us, many of us wouldn't even know that everything that she listed that she is committed to fighting for is everything that they're committed to tearing down. I mean, mandated. We already went over the Project 2025 manifesto, right? If you weren't here for that, you could check out the last couple Saturday videos. The fact that you can, what did she say? She said, ban anything that acknowledges racism, except for reverse racism. They are able to scream reverse racism and want some acknowledgement of that, but you're denying that there's racism, period. So how would there be a reverse racism? Like she said, riddle me that. Listen, we are in for some real strong headwinds because, again, we are still under the old regime, right? We are still being governed by the Democratic Party. In less than a month, that all changes. And so, so all of the things she talked about, from redlining, denying mortgages, the GI Bill, to the list went on and on and on. All of those freedoms that now have some protections, they're trying to roll back. And so I literally want us to stay focused, stay committed, stay vigilant, like stay ready. That's what it comes down to. And try to get as many of us ready as possible. Just if for nothing else, you know what could be coming down the pike soon and very soon. And so let me pull up the next audio. So I kind of wanted you to also hear what your next VP has to say about civil rights. Let me see. Do I have an image of that? Hold on one second. And I totally forgot to take myself off. Oh, goodness. Okay. Can hopefully, let me pull that up, add to stage, and we're going to play his audio. Let me go ahead and put this. Oh. This is fair use. Fair use, fair use, fair use. Okay, and we're doing this for research purposes. And I'm waiting for my StreamYard bars to go back up for some reason. Every time we talk about these things, they want to start challenging. So I'm just going to have to find another streaming program. Okay, so let's listen to what he had to say. Give me one 1 second. Where is his? Oh, here it is. Okay.
We think that unfortunately a lot of.
No, that's not the one. Hold on. We heard that one last week. Here it is. Okay, let me pull this to the screen. I'm coming, y'all. I'm coming. Now I'm gonna press play. Let's get ready.
And if you understand what the Civil Rights Act was aiming to do, and then what it did, and you compare them, it's kind of insane when you actually just put it in like, when I realized this, the light bulb went off. This is what I realized. The United States passed a law that said you're not allowed to discriminate against people based on the color of their skin. And the bureaucracy that was set up to enforce that law has forced private and public sector entities to discriminate against people based on the color of their skin.
So for JD Vance to fix that,
So,
Project 2020.
I'm gonna play that one more time because he coming out his mouth, so it took a little bit of time for him to get through it. Okay, let's start that again.
And if you understand what the Civil Rights Act was aiming to do, and then what it did, and you compare them, it's kind of insane when you actually just put it in like, when I realized this, the light bulb went off. This is what I realized. The United States passed a law that said you're not allowed to discriminate against people based on the color of their skin. And the bureaucracy that was set up to enforce that law has forced private and public sector entities to discriminate against people based on the color of their skin.
Okay, so I hope you heard that. These people cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Let me see if you have any questions while we're going through any of this, please go ahead and put a Q in front of your questions. So basically we started out hearing from Myron Golden. If you don't know who he is, he's a self-made wealthy man. Little controversial at times, but what he started out talking about was the power, the magnitude, not the power, the magnitude of reading. We have to stay well-read and not just reading what we've always been accustomed to reading. We can't just read the same old standard news papers, websites. We have to go where the authentic journalism still is. And we have to go to where the other side is to really know what's happening versus waiting for the news media, the journalists, the news outlets to deliver that information to us. And so we started out with Myron. We then went into Miss Ayanna Presley, who broke it down to the very last compound, the foolishness that she has to deal with daily from the other side, right? The ones that are literally just trying to decimate it says the plot to decimate diversity in America. Project 2025 exposed. That was the title of Joyanne Reed's segment when she covered this. And so now it's like, what do we do, right? What do we do? Well, I want us to hear from the legal minds, right? I want us to hear from well, before we hear from the legal minds, I want us to first hear from why this is happening. And this is she's a legal mind. So, but before we get into what the NAACP says we should do, I want you to understand why we went from where we were, like living in a somewhat state of normalcy. Yes, is there racism? Was there racism? Absolutely. But how was it being managed? How were we advancing? And this woman, and I could probably I don't know if I could pull up her face, but let's just go and listen to what she has to say about why this is happening. And so I'm just going to play, you know what? Give me a second and I will. She was the president. I don't know if she still is. Sherilyn Ifill, the president of the NAACP Legal Fund, and she gave this speech way back in 2021. But we see this manifesting even more so now. So take a listen. And while we're listening, I'll see if I can pull up her picture at least. Okay. But first, let me stop that screen. Okay. So.
But it was the shame that was associated with racism, that it became socially unacceptable to engage explicitly in racism, to demonstrate that you believe that fellow citizens were genetically inferior to you, or that you embraced any of the ideologies associated with white supremacy. And one of the things that has happened, particularly in the last 5 years, and I would say that yes, it is the backlash against the election of President Obama. It is the rise of President Trump. It is social media. And certainly, I really connect this with the rise of President Trump and his style of leadership, if you will, which is that he removed the shame. He removed the shame from everything. He removed the idea that there are things that you shouldn't say. There are things that you should struggle to control, that you should manage yourself in any way. He basically essentially said to Americans, you can be your worst self, and it's still okay. And so we see that, the rise in hate crimes around the country of the rhetoric. We see the willingness of people to engage in explicitly racist dialogue and epithets, and to do so without shame. And that is something that we have seen in the past few years, but it's not actually kind of the beginning of it. Trump was an accelerant, and social media is an accelerant because it allows people to find other people who share their view, which can be a positive thing, but sometimes can be a negative thing, which is that it gives people aid and comfort in things they otherwise would have understood to be shameful, to be inappropriate, to be anti-democratic, to be counter to a functioning, healthy democracy and community. That is all true, but it's also true that we have never ended the effort to press forward white supremacy. And, it can be seen in many of the voter suppression laws that were passed long before President Trump was even on the scene. We have never lacked for voting rights cases at the Legal Defense Fund. This has been continuous litigation for us since 1944, when Thurgood Marshall, won what he called his most important case, which was Smith versus Allwright, which ended the use of whites-only primary elections in the South. So we've been at this for a long time.
So, does anyone remember what she said? There were, other than Grump being an accelerant, does anyone know what she said? What else was an accelerant? She listed 2 things. I'm just curious to see who was paying attention. But she broke it down. The shame is gone. The shame is gone. Like, people were shameful to be labeled as someone who was potentially racist. I see you, Crystal. Ding, 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 ding. Shout out to Crystal for taking notes and paying attention. Yes, WM. You got it. Number 2. Crystal was first to tap in. Yeah, social media can be used for good and bad. But what she brought up, like, they were never at a deficit for these type of cases. And I saw someone say, yeah, she did pass on, because actually I have a video from, I think she's the current president. But once you lose shame, it also, when a person is addicted, right, to anything, any type of substance, alcohol, whatever, they are able to hide it and still function, most times due to shame. They still have some sense of shame. But once that addiction crosses that barrier of shame, that's when they're out in the street begging, selling, whatever, themselves, whatever. And shame is the great barrier to kind of normalcy, right? To act normal, to be kind of normal. And we have lost it in this country. And I don't know how we get it back, especially with that man saying everything that he says, with his picks and his pundits saying everything that they say. We're in for a bumpy ride. And no one can tell me any different, right? Unless the Lord and Savior comes down and prevents all of this, we're in for a bumpy ride. And so I do want to share a couple more audio clips before we get into, questions or conversation. So give me 1 second to pull up the next audio. So this is more about their intention on rolling back diversity, including the military. And so let's just hear. I think I do have, I can show a picture of this conversation. Give me 1 second. Okay, here we go. So let me share, present, share screen. And then I'm going to play the audio. And since it sounds better from the computer, I'll just play it from here. So give me a second to pull it up.
And so the idea, I guess, basically is that the federal government's role, which has been corrective in the 20th century, trying to shore up the rights of Black folks, brown folks, LGBTQ people, women, they're saying, no, that's wrong. We have to go back to having the federal government serve only white Christians, or at least to make them, give them preference or give them preferential treatment.
The interesting thing is that, first of all, there really aren't that many race-specific programs in America, right? So what they want to do essentially is continue the discrimination, not just, remain stagnant, but continue. They want to not just stop the fixing of the problem, right? They want to revert back to the eras when we ignored the problem. And that's a lot of what's contained in Project 2025. There's a section on the Department of Defense, right, that talks about the military. And it says it wants the military to stop essentially being woke. And it uses those words, woke, right?
Yeah.
And revert to the demographics that reflected the country in 1974. Now, if you didn't know this, there is this whole right-wing conspiracy that the military is getting too non-white, right? Like there are too many Black officers, there are too many Hispanic officers. And so they want, when they say pre-1974 demographics, what they're talking about is when the draft was legal and the military was white. And so they use those kinds of old words that you kind of have to decipher through this right-wing propaganda, because they have right-wing propagandists who wrote this basically white manifesto.
Yeah, let's play J.D. Vance.
Okay, so again, not my words, just more validation, verification, the reason why we need to stay in community. These are the people that have studied history, that are, a lot of them are on the inside, right? And hearing these real conversations that are happening. And so when you hear they want to take, let me see who else was paying attention. What year did he reference that they want to go back to? But when you hear them talking about taking it back to when basically there were no Black officers. Okay, Shannon B, ding, 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 ding. Then Mrs. P with the trigger. And then Dante, hey, Dante, I don't think, 1944, Cynthia. I don't think we were, well, I'm sure we could have been in the military some way, somehow. No, but he was talking specifically about 1974, and when the officer rankings were pretty much white, vanilla. So yes, pre-1974 military. And so when we hear these type of brilliant minds, sharing, and if you heard that his whole interview, there's more, I can't play the whole thing, but he goes deeper into some of the alarming facts that he's researched, been involved with, et cetera, et cetera. Oh, and let me tell you who he is. His name is Michael Harriot. He's a columnist for the Griot and contributing columnist for The Guardian. And so you can look him up. This was from August 13th, 2024 on, Joyanne Reid show. Okay, so let me just see. Did I forget to take myself off the thing again? No, I'm here. Okay. Let me see. So we talked about we talked about a lot. We talked about the reading. We talked the importance, the magnitude of us being more well-read and researching history, like start reading like the newspaper, the front pages of the newspapers from the 1940s, the 1950s, the 1930s even, and just get a sense at what, you're not gonna see no blackface on the cover of them, and so let's start, seeing exactly what's the saying we always say, if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it, right? And so let's try to stack the odds in our favor by being more well-read and knowing our history. Okay, and so I guess we have time. Okay, so there's two more audio clips that I want to play. One is from the NAACP attorney, and one is from let's go with the NAACP attorney first. Hold on.
Parties. I'm thinking.
Hold on a second. I don't have the image for. Let me see. I could pull up her image. Hold on. Go ahead while I'm looking for this. If you haven't liked this video, I ask that you hit that like button, please, 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 please. Okay, so yeah, the NAACP Legal Defense Fund president, Janai Nelson, is who you're going to hear. So I'm going to try to pull up her picture and show it while she's speaking so everyone will know. And then we'll go over some comments. I didn't forget about my gemstones, so I just wanted to make sure we got through this, because remember last week I had all of these ready. But child, we were going, and ran out of time. So I'm going to just pull up her picture, and then we'll get into. I'm going to share this and then play the audio. So this is Janai Nelson, who is the new president. Well, not new, but she is the president of the NAACP Legal Defense Fund, which funny business going on with how they're trying to defund non-for-profits and all that other stuff. And I think this might be what she's talking about. Again, let me just go ahead and play that.
On behalf of aggrieved parties. I'm thinking specifically about the Voting Rights Act, for example, and how that has sort of been gutted in a way that has made it much more challenging for outside organizations to sue on behalf of individuals. What's the plan? What's the thought process there?
Well, we've been here before. Of course, we know that the selections of nominees of this incoming administration are even more egregious than Trump's first administration. And during that time, LDF became the alternative DOJ. We were prosecuting civil rights cases, administrative law cases, broad constitutional challenges, because we knew that the Department of Justice under Trump was just not reliable as an enforcer of civil rights or constitutional protection. So we had to fill the breach along with many of our allies in the field. And we're prepared to do that again, to be the surrogate Department of Justice, because we will not abandon the civil rights laws that we have fought so hard for over 80 years. And we know that these protections are as necessary as ever. But this time around, it's equally important that we leverage all law and power and processes to ensure that these anti-democratic efforts, these corrupt actions and abuses of power are stymied right out the gate. And we've already seen some wins and some evidence of that. We have to not only be the surrogate DOJ, we also have to be capital D disruptors of this second administration, because as you noted in your excellent op-ed, that Project 2025 is attempting to really upend everything that we've constructed for a multiracial democracy to succeed. So we're prepared, we're ready, and we welcome the support of all allies in the field who want to do this work to ensure that our democracy endures this significant threat.
I hope y'all heard that. Needs to be the legal defense fund of the NAACP needs to be the surrogate DOJ for our protections, because we will have none. Once they make the changes at the top that they are saying out loud that they're going to make, we will have no protections. And so she also talks later in this video about what I was starting to talk about. There is a bill, I'm not sure if it's recently passed or it's close to being passed or something, for defunding of nonprofits, which the NAACP Legal Defense Fund will fall into. And don't think for 1 minute they're not going to try their best to flip through the books and find a little bit of impropriety or something that appears to be impropriety or misappropriation of funds, to try to shut down these organizations. Listen, that man could have all the misdirection of funds and all the felons and all felonies and all of that. But I do believe, just like what they're trying to do with a lot of Black and brown people with these PPP loans, if you haven't been paying attention, they will try their best to come after these organizations that are helping to keep us above water, keeping us in the know. So we have to be vigilant. Every time I think about, oh my gosh, I got so much to do. They won't miss me if I don't come on one day live. I will miss me. I don't care if nobody else shows up. I am too passionate about what is happening in our country right now. And so many of us are just la, 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 la. And not even that they don't know, but it's like, they've given up. Like, what can I do? What should we do? Well, we don't know everything we can do, right? But we do know we have to stay involved. We have to stay connected. We have to stay educated. We have to stay well-read. And if we are not the people that like to read, then you find communities where people like to read, right? And listen, I just, again, wanted to thank all of you. Let me see. I think there was one more video. I don't know if I want to end on this. This may go to another. Yeah. So we're not going to end on this because this is a long one and there's multiple pieces in this. So I'm probably going to share this. I'll tell you the name of it. It was posted 12 days ago. It says, "I was MAGA. Here's what woke me up." And this person is an ex-Grump supporter who became disillusioned with the movement over their extreme disinformation campaign. And it goes over different areas so there's multiple touch points. The whole video is like 25.5 minutes, but there are multiple parts that I want to call out. And we're already here for an hour. So I will share this next Saturday as part of the, Project 20. Many good parts. If you want to go ahead and watch it, I'll drop the link in now in the chat. So no, I'll drop it in the description. So you don't have to worry about saving it or catching it. But if you want to look it up, I was MAGA ... Here's what woke me up. That's the name of the video. Okay, so let's get into. And do me a favor, if you haven't already liked this video, I'm asking that you hit the like button, because we need to get as many people that are like-minded, as many people that are part of I'm sorry, I'm closing out some windows to make sure this Wi-Fi doesn't mess up. Okay. As many people that are or could be part of our community. And again, I literally $2K a year. I'll get to the comments in a section. I want, if you haven't liked, go ahead, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, share this with, people who you think maybe, eyes wide shut and unfortunately focused on the wrong things, like what's going on with, everything but what we need to be focused on. And so let me take this banner off. Let me go ahead and see what the comments are. And let me start from, quite a few people made it tonight. I'm so happy. I am super duper happy to see all of y'all. Yes, tried to shut down. You said you weren't going to be here. I got your email, El Shifa. I read it right before coming on. You spoke with your friend from Michigan and she put in the paperwork to renew her passport and will receive the last week in December. Listen, that calls for a screenshot. Let me go ahead. That wasn't it. Hold on. Congratulations to your friend. I'm so glad that people are doing the work. I'm grateful for all of y'all. So thank you for continuing to show up. President Biden is considering adding an amendment to the Constitution that will protect women's reproductive rights. It will not be able to be removed. You know what's so scary about that? If he can do that, imagine all the things that the next sheriff can add to the Constitution that won't be able to be removed. That's what I take from that. I don't want one man to have all that power. What Kanye said, no one man should have all that power. Like, I understand the need for it, but turnabout is fair play. And so that's what makes me nervous about that. But thanks for sharing that. Tentatively be traveling to Lisbon, Portugal in March to scout it out. My friend from Michigan and I will meet up. Yes. El Shiva, congratulations. I hope, listen, everybody I know that goes there, I met a woman in Mexico she lived in the Lake Chapala, Ajijic region, and she has since moved to Portugal, Lisbon. And from what I can tell from social media, she loves it. And so everyone that I see that either has gone there as a first destination or has since moved definitely has fell in love with Lisbon. Okay. Oh, hey, Patricia, welcome back. You missed me this morning? I wasn't live this morning if you're talking to me. I just dropped a video, so I don't know who you're talking to, though. I think I saw you post that when we were talking about Myron. Yes, he had nice teeth. I'm sure they cost an arm and a leg because he's quite wealthy. Please wait one more time. Okay, so we got through that. No, you can hear him. Audio's not clear. Okay, fair. Better audio, very clear. Never content. Nope, never. Yep, listen, their strategy is to take everything that we have that builds momentum and people rally around. I won't be surprised if WLM becomes a something happened with the Wi-Fi. I won't be surprised if as soon as I said WLM, if something happens with I won't be surprised if that doesn't become a slogan under this next tenure. Do I have a pro box in case some of us, a card or gift. I don't know what a PO box. Oh, PO, post office box. I thought you said a poor box. A PO box. I choose not to have one because I travel and I literally, like, I'm going to be gone in February. But you know, I hate to even say this, but I do keep a Cash App, because what I do with my Cash Apps, and I actually have one on my TikTok, I do, you know, passport giveaways, and I'm going to bring that back to I'm going to bring that to this channel next year. I got to figure it out because it's not the same as TikTok. So if you go in my about, I should have my Cash App. That's the only form of payment or form of donations or payment contribution, whatever. But thank you for that. I used to have a post office box, but sometimes I'm gone months at a time, and it's just a nuisance to come back to all of that. So, okay, loud and clear, loud and clear. I know, listen, Ayana was playing no games. Riddle me that. Her and Jazz to be tearing their butts up. Yeah, let's keep them in prayer, though, too, because I'm sure they're on that list somewhere. They may not be at the top with Liz Cheney, but they're somewhere on that list. Yeah, that was a powerful mic dropping moment. Hey, Nola. These people absolutely hate us. It's time to come to terms with that hate. Now it's you know, there's a spectrum, right? You got the triple K's hate, right? And then you got the, well, if I had to pick a side, I'm picking my side type of hate, right? they don't really hate us, but they're not going to go all out. So yeah, that was very powerful. I don't want to read any real estate. You don't want any, you don't want to own any real estate here anymore. Listen, if you could still collect a check, and listen, I'm not mad at you generating a source of income. Welcome to the cabaret. Yep. It's a buffoonery cabaret, but it's a cabaret nonetheless to go to. Listen, they are already talking about defunding the military. Yeah, but this is it's only been with StreamYard. So there's been some other things earlier. So yeah, you're right. It could be that. There is so much. Listen, I don't even know what was it say because I played so much Insanity. I think you're talking about the VP. Yeah. And yeah, 30s. And they're already saying that they have money to, if there is an election, well, he is definitely going to be. And when I say if there is an election, we already know what Grump has said, but he will be the nominee, or he will be, the nominee. Didn't believe his own. Yep, he was choking on his own lies. Nope, he doesn't even like him. But guess what? Neither did Pence. But listen, and look where that got him. Listen, I don't even feel bad. But it's in project. Yep. Yeah, they're looking to defund and then demand a draft, call back in the draft. So important to know our history from A to Z. Yep. Hey, Jackie's Journey. Yeah, when I was saying it, I was like, no, she's not. It's the other lady who but I couldn't, because you know what it is? They both have dreads and my mind wasn't working as fast. And like I said, this research is done in advance of the actual live. So, but thanks, Shannon B, for clearing that up. Yes, like-minded people. Listen, a lot of these things were in place, though, even before Obama became president. A lot of these initiatives to roll back women's rights, to roll back affirmative action, and, voting rights and things like that. And that's what John Lewis was so passionate about. Rest in peace. Like, I know, I won't say he's turning in his grave, because I think he's having some real conversations with the Lord. Yeah, we're living through Civil War 2.0. They never stop trying to keep their boots on our neck, but wowzers. The blessing is that you're right. You're absolutely right. But the blessing is now it's hard to stop communication. I mean, of course, you could totally shut down the grid, right? But it's hard to stop communication, and it's hard to get us to cower when we have lived a life without cowering, right? Some people will fold and cower. We know that. But then there's others, oh, hell no. Hell no, we won't go to your plantation and be considered 3/5. Everything Ayanna Presley talked about is what they want for us. Less than human. I think we talked about this yesterday. Less than a full human. Separate, no equal, so yeah, know your history, see the play, and move accordingly. There's nothing new under the sun. Their playbook came from a playbook from Europe, right? So, I mean, there's nothing new under the sun as long as we stay educated and know. Yes, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you, Christine. Did I say hi, Kiki B? Oh, Shiva, good. I'm glad you're taking notes. Again, this is going to be part of the playlist that you'll find, the Stay Ready Toolkit Gems playlist. Yes. So that's going to stay there. Rewatch, share. I'll try to, bring out clips. I try to do short clips every now and then to post in the video section so people can get straight to the point, because my light will be going out soon. We're always here over an hour most of the time. So, and let me give you a heads up as to what's coming up. So tomorrow, Sunday at 7 p.m., we're going to do I don't know why I can't remember. We're going to have a audacious behavior yields huge results celebration and gemstones being dropped. Like, I want us to each do our own part in being audacious. And I actually want to hear from y'all. Like, I want to hear, like, you know what? I plan to be the person in my family to keep everyone informed. I plan to be the person in my family to make sure everyone has their documentation. I plan, or at least the ones that you can help. You're not going to be able to take everybody. I want to emphasize that. Don't stress yourself out to high heavens if you can't force everybody to do it. But everyone needs to start taking action. And that's what I really want January to be about, because again, I am not doing this for entertainment purposes. I'm doing this so we can, be about that action, in the words of Beyonce. And so that's tomorrow at 7. And then on Monday morning, so Monday at, what time is this? Monday, I think it's at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. Hold on, I'll tell you right now. Monday at 11 a.m. Oh, gosh. Child, why can't my memory work? And then I can't see it on my, let me go to my channel page. Hold on. So Monday at 11 a.m., we're going to talk about global healthcare versus travel insurance and clear up all the misinformation about that. And then Tuesday, I haven't confirmed with Tuesday's topic because I kind of want it to be kind of light because we're leading into Christmas. I don't want it to be this Project 2025. I want it to be, when I say light, as light as you can expect on this channel. So more to come on what Tuesday will be. And it's going to be early. It's not going to be an evening thing. So when I say early, it'll be before 3 o'clock. And then we're scheduled to not be live on Wednesday, which is Christmas, but who knows? So if I decide to go live on Wednesday, I'll decide Wednesday morning what the Spirit shares with me. So it won't be impromptu if you want to join for a little while, because I know everyone's Christmas is different. Like Some people don't celebrate. Some people are, looking for community to be in partnership with because of losses and grief and all of that. So I'm thinking about coming live on Christmas, but not for a long time, just to celebrate the community. And then Thursday, we're coming back with our weekly. That is at 10 p.m. on Kwanzaa. And we'll be celebrating Kwanzaa every day. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we're going to be celebrating it. So that's the latest and the greatest. And yeah, let's get to 20K. Listen, I'm so happy with 10K. Who would have thought? Like, who would have thought this happened? But yeah, 20K is our next goal. So go road to 20K. I don't think a bumpy ride. I think we'll have large potholes that though out your alignment, throw out your alignment of your car. That's coming, but it's going to start bumpy. It's not going, I don't think it's going to be a sinkhole first, but but yeah, we're getting ready for that. But you're right, WM, definitely going to throw out some alignments. So 1974. Yep, he sure did. I know, Cynthia, you was paying attention. I was like, where's she getting 44 from? Just get your residency and get out ASAP. Yeah, but we know that's not going to be everyone's story. And so I have to acknowledge that not everyone is eligible for residency. You have to meet certain criteria. And unfortunately, not all Black people are going to meet those criteria in other countries to get residency. Not all white people. Listen, just like there are, and this isn't to judge, but, just like there are places where there's a whole lot of white people living below the poverty line, there's places where a whole lot of Black people are too. So what do they do? And so while you could still get your paperwork together, like, at least have your papers. If you get stopped, you're not, in some type of concentration camp or cage, or we're stacking the odds in our favor. Hey, Dante, I haven't been able to comment before, but I've been here for a few of these lives. You moved me to get my passport. I've seen your face before, Dante. You sure you didn't comment before? I'll forget a name, but and an acronym. But I won't forget a face. You're going to make it onto my community page as soon as I could get these posts together. Congratulations. I am so happy for you for being about that action. I need to have that as a audio playing every time someone shares their wins. Yeah, we can't stop, won't stop. They can go get cross. Yes, congratulations, Dante. You definitely have made the Gem Nation, of which you are part of, very proud. Your brothers and sisters in the Gem Nation salute you. Okay, let me see. Oh, Crystal, you're so welcome. It's a passion of mine. Like I said, I literally, time just to be flying. I literally still have so much purging to do. But tomorrow, I got 6 hours of gospel music, regular music that's going to help me get through that. We had our first little snowstorm today. It was accumulation. So that kind of put me back. I had some stuff outside I needed to do that couldn't get done. But anyway. You were here in line. You're here on the live waiting. Okay, good, Elshiv. I'm so glad that you decided to come by. I know it's real late, so it should be. Oh, so it's after 3:00 in the morning there, right? If you make more than 2K a year, you're part of the global 1K. 2K a year? That's not true. I think that's a typo. Yes, congratulations, Dante. Yeah, I'm going to put the link in the description. I'm glad you just reminded me to do that. Let me do link in description. as soon as we hang up. And it's going to be labeled video to watch. I'll just do that. Okay, of my middle class, all of my middle class friends and family are doing the whole Christmas thing, putting up trees, dancing on TikTok, going on vacation, acting like 2020 business as usual. They won't listen to me. And again, you know what? Some people suffer in silence and deal with things as they are accustomed. And so don't judge them. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, we have to have grace. We have to have grace. We are in a messed up situation. And so all you can do is advocate, share your knowledge, ask them to do things, help them. If they ask them, do they need help? Now, I'm not saying financial. I'm just saying, you may not have a printer. I have a printer. You want me to download this application for you? I could bring it over. Like things like that, simple things, like just help them. Sometimes they don't know where to start or what to do. Hey, just one. Listen, that is going to be me tomorrow for 6 hours. I mean, I'm okay. I just have to get the stuff out now. That's it. So I wanted to take some things out today, but the snow just was like, and it was slippery. It was icy. My friend just told me. I figured it was icy. I could see it was icy out, but yeah. Oh, if you make more than 32K a year, you are part of the global 1%. Get your coins up and your blue passport and go somewhere where you're safer and your money goes further. Yeah. I co-sign that 100% if you can. And I haven't even thought about Xmas. Listen, my Xmas it's the reason I didn't go south. Most of my family that celebrates Christmas went south because at the other side they celebrate Kwanzaa. And so yeah, no Christmas celebrations this year. Thank you. Like, subscribe, and share. Crystal with the wrench has told y'all what to do. There's so much. The Constitution move was already in progress. That is why it is an option. Oh, you're talking about what I said they were, child. There is so much going on up here. Oh my goodness. You're talking about what I said. What did I say? I said, yeah, there was something that they were supposed to be passing, and I can't remember, and I'm not going to try. Oh, thank you, Nola. Thank you so much. Yeah, there's no other way around it. And then the sad thing is, I mean, the one place I do have hope is in the much younger generation, because many of them have been brought up in households where the protected classes were what they, became normalized, right? So rather it was interracial marriage, rather it was same-sex marriage, rather it was disabilities, people, with these advanced limbs and, all types of things. So I do believe that that's where the power is. That's where the biggest hope is, as far as making sure or trying to stop things from going as far as they can go. But we'll see. We'll see how much power the other side has and what they, are able to implement. So Black women in the military, World War II history, Tyler Perry. Yep. What's the number? 18? I can't remember. With Kerry Washington. Mm-hmm. It's interesting, the timing, though. I always pay attention to when movies come out, even like the Shirley Chisholm. I pay attention to things like that as a media journalism major, and someone who's worked in the industry her whole career. I pay attention to the timing of these things. Quite interesting. Yes, we need to celebrate each other. We need to come here and celebrate. Funny, when we were growing up, they said we all look alike, we stick together. 2 generations later, we are social media all fighting each other with gender wars, and we can't stand each other. Listen, something I was going to share tonight, but I'm not going to. I'm going to share it probably. What is tomorrow? Tomorrow's the celebration. I'll just tell you what it is. Look up the origins of the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm not going to drop a link or nothing like that. Whoever's interested, just Google origins of the Pledge of Allegiance, and we'll talk. That's going to be that's going to be a topic coming up soon. So thank you. I got mine in the mail this week. My wife is going this week. Oh, listen, listen, we about that action. I got to get that in the audio. I'm getting that in the audio so we can celebrate with Beyonce. It's been a long-term deliberate effort. Yeah, this is not anything new. And when I say this, I mean, I don't want you to do too much research because, yeah, but you can go back to what Ronald Reagan's days, and there's some speeches that he gave. Grump is just a reinvented, and it even goes further than that. But yeah, so this isn't all about Grump. This is not allegedly real life over here. 100% needed that password before. Listen, before they make it, more difficult to get it. I don't think it's going to be a complete halt on getting them, but I think whatever cuts that they have planned to these federal agencies, these federal arms, the Department of State included, is going to affect the timing of how long it takes, right? That if they could pause things during the shutdown, where it was taking them, 6 months, 9 months to get a actual passport, they couldn't go on vacation, then it would be nothing for them to shut it down due to budget cuts. Always have to be 2 steps ahead, Shalonda. You are so right. Have a plan B, C, and beyond. Yeah, let's at first get a plan B. We're gonna hyper focus on the plan B. If you already have a plan B, then you hyper focus on that plan C. And so for those of you that weren't here earlier, if you didn't catch the video that I released earlier, that dropped early, I should say, it's a breakdown of all the resources that are available, all of the stay ready resources, both free and paid, because a lot of people are joining new Gym Nation. You may not have caught all the lives. So this is a under 15-minute video where you can catch all the resources, like I said, both free and paid, that are currently available, including a free download of not all of them, but some of the most reputable news outlets, the most reputable news resources outside of commercial media or commercial or corporate media. So you can download that for free and start following some of those to get real deal information. That's right, Gym Nation, our gemstone who peers in from afar. So I hear you can. I don't know if that's not my ministry to renew 3 months ahead, unless you plan on traveling for those 3 years. But even if you travel for those 3 years, from what I understand, you can renew at the embassies in other countries, right? But we don't know what's going to happen with the embassies either in different countries. We see, child, did y'all hear who he picked to be the, I forgot the title, for the Bahamas? Oh my gosh, it's not coming. But Herschel Walker is supposed to be, he wants non-able to put 2 words together to make a sentence, Herschel Walker, to be the, oh my gosh, I can't. I thought it was going to come back to me. Ambassador to the Bahamas. The U.S. ambassador to the Bahamas yesterday is who Grump picked. You cannot make this ish up. What the heck? So let me get back to your question. Listen, whatever makes you feel more comfortable. People say that if you do renew, with more than a year, they have been able to do it, but you have to go to the office and request, fill out there. You can't do it online. So, but that's not, listen, if you got the extra money, then fine. But I know some of us don't. And that's not, like I said, what I'm sharing here. But if you want to check into it, if you want to do it, you have to do it at the passport agency. You can't do it online. And there have been multiple people that came in and said that they had 2 years and they renewed it. Oh, I'm so glad, El Shiva. Oh, I'm so glad. You did hot yoga tonight. That feels good. Listen, I really am so upset because I can't run in the cold. Like when it's so cold here, like when I say so cold, I'm not running if it's under 53 degrees. Let's say 50. I may do a 50, a 51. And so that has gotten me a little off, and I need to figure out something else. And I don't like treadmills, so I got to figure something out. Everyone comes to an understanding of what's going on in their own time. You cannot force it or hasten it on someone. And that's life. That's with everything. And what will happen is you will stress yourself out and be all depressed, trying to change somebody else to think like you or to understand like you. All you can do is share the information and pray for them and keep it moving. But I'm laid off, so no gifts this year. Listen, we have to do all the things that we can to protect our peace. And if putting up a tree without gifts, and I look at it like this, gifts don't have to cost. Like there are you know what? That should have been a conversation before, but that'll be part of Tuesday's conversation. But yeah, there are so many ideas of amazing things you could gift someone. We forgot so much what a heartfelt, sincere letter, not a pre-produced Christmas card, right? Blank cards with gems from your childhood that you share with your children. There are so many options for giving the best gifts that will last a lifetime versus these mass commercial gifts. And the best gifts that I've had have been, well, I won't say all of them. There have been a few that have been cost a pretty penny or two, but for the most part, the ones that I remember the most, especially after people have left, are ones that have no particular value to anyone else except me. And it could be, like I said, something that was written, and there's other ideas. Yeah, you can't judge them. Six. I thought it was 18. So it's 688, 688, 6888. Oh, no, it's 6888. Okay, so when you say see, my mind is I'm very good on knowing when something doesn't sound right, but you were actually right. So it's the 6888, not 68888. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know, Patricia. You forgot to have a job interview on January 2nd. Congratulations. Let's all put up the praying hands for Christine for the job interview. Congratulations. I saw the printed words for the anthem. Are you talking the anthem or the Pledge of Allegiance? Or the anthem? Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. You're right. The what is it called? Yeah, it's something anthem. Not the American anthem. Whatever. Okay. Yeah, Herschel Walker. I knew it was Herschel Walker. It was ambassador. Yes. Lord Child. No, U.S. ambassador. Ambassador to the Bahamas. Oh, child, no more conch fritters for me. I used to like the Bahamas for a nice quick trip. Child, that JetBlue round trip for $100 and something was a beautiful thing. Now, how he gonna go mess up? I can't even imagine I can't even imagine. Do you know how proper and polite the heads of the Bahamas are, like the prime minister? Do you know how educated and proper and polite these people are to have to communicate with? Whoo! Listen, I think they're going to find something similar for him, Christine. I think they're going to put him like the ambassador of Rikers Island or something like that. Like, I don't know. He picked his son, ex-girlfriend to be. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, Kiki beat like we child. So we don't know what's going to happen over at these embassies. We don't know. Are they going to shut down these embassies? What's going on? I don't know. Yeah, the ones that you can't put a price on are the absolute best gift. We just have to get out of this consumerism mindset. And if you know how to craft or make something, and so that was another idea I was going to share on Tuesday, but if you can craft or make something, listen, those are absolutely the best gifts. I had an aunt, rest in peace. She passed away when she was like 98, but she was the one who taught me how to crochet when I was a kid. I don't know how to crochet no more, but she taught me how to crochet. My college roommate, her mom, rest in peace, crocheted me this beautiful blue and white throw, colors of Howard University. I have to this day. I graduated many, 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 many years ago. But again, the rest, like all those other things, the things that I'm purging and donating that have no value, I would never get rid of those. So is that a joke? Nope. Exactly. It's child. But listen, they promised him something and that's what they gave him. Temp in the big, yeah, right now, what was the temp now? Let me see where I'm at. It is 21 degrees. Whew. And tomorrow's high is going to be 24 degrees. At least it was in the 30s today. Your father-in-law my father-in-law told me when I was there purging their junk, I was paying my tithes in his mind. Listen, exactly. That's the other thing. Like, you can really be help to someone, even if it's like you have kids who have grandkids. Say, listen, my gift to you this year is 3 weekends throughout the year. Well, that's if you plan to stay, right? Where I will babysit the grandkids from Friday to Monday. You don't have to stress about asking me. Just give me advance notice. But I want to make sure you and your spouse or you have time to yourself to do whatever it is you want to do. There are so many ways to make people happy and smile during the holidays without them having to unwrap paper. And if you want to wrap it up, that could be like a coupon. You could make a coupon and you decide how many weekends. I'm not saying you have to do 3 weekends. I'm just saying that can be something out of the ordinary that you can gift them without having the cost, but you know it will bring them joy, peace, whatever. Can't get no better than that. Oh, the praying hands for you. You're good, Christine. And if it's meant for you, because sometimes God protects us from things. A lot of times He protects us from things that make Him Ambassador Guantanamo Bay. Listen, I got a job offer January as well. Negotiate. Listen, sending all the positive energy, love, and light, Cynthia. Oh my gosh, congratulations. Listen, wait. Oh, I gotta do a screenshot of that. Even though it ain't got nothing to do with me, but we gonna shout out the wins now. Okay. Oh, that's it. Okay. I gave gift card and earn points at the same time. Was that regarding? I don't know what the. Okay. Was that the P.O. box question? I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, congrats to Cynthia, our OG gemstone. I am so happy to hear that. Listen, I truly believe that anything that we really want is within our reach to get. Some things take longer, but most of us, what I have even learned from even wanting to hire people or do things, it's the execution that messes us up all of the time. So many of us drop the ball when it comes to execution. And so many of us get caught up in our own heads that we're not worthy. I'm too old. I'm too this. I don't, match the job qualifications. Most people that don't look like us when they apply for jobs don't match all of the job qualifications. We are the ones that try to be too honest and try to, be the ones to make sure that we dot our I's and cross our T's. Listen, if you see a list of job requirements and 80% of that stuff, apply for that job. The other 20%, you can figure that out. And with Chat GPT now, child, if y'all ain't out here asking, these AI sources, the stuff you don't know before your interview. So if it's something like, let me do something easy. I have to prepare sales reports using CRM system X, and you never, ever use CRM system X, you better go to Chat GPT and say, hey, Chat, I need you to help me out. I need a quick, basic breakdown. I need you to help me. No. Part of a job requirement is to create sales reports using CRM system X. I have never used CRM system X, but I have used other CRM systems. Can you please help me craft a response to a question saying, the question, what do you know about CRM system X? And I'm just going off the top of the dome, but I think most of you got what I'm saying. Let ChatGPT spit out that answer for you. You memorize that, and then you go to one of these certificate programs, or you go to start with Google University and let them walk you through the basics of CRM X, because by the time you get the job after the interview, you can probably be certified in CRM system X or soon thereafter. So do not let not knowing a couple of things under the list of requirements. And a lot of those list of requirements are copied and pasted from somebody else's, and you don't have to do some of that stuff anyway. So anyway, just saying all that. We doubt ourselves so much, and we count ourselves out before other people count ourselves out. And so count us out. And so we just need to do a better job at not letting that happen. And so, WM laughed. It's good to see you. Yeah, we're sending prayers to both Christine and Cynthia, and congratulations to Cynthia and Dante and Elshiva and her friend and all the things. Oh yeah, you earn points for the airlines. Yes, when buying gift cards. Got it. Okay. Oh yeah, Christine, Cynthia, we're wishing you the best. I think that's it. So everyone, it was another great evening of conversation, education, fellowship, community, and all of that. We are back tomorrow at 7 p.m. And I really want us to come and just give an example of some way you took action. I know some of you have already shared it here, but I want more people to share, because I want people to get motivated by each other. I want us to feel the energy and get the motivation. And go ahead and start to take action. And if you haven't started already, we'll start. If you've already started, help other people start in your community. So it could be something as simple as, I just sent a text to my cousin to see if their passport is up to date. When does their passport expire? Because I think, whatever that is, we just really want to, like I said, be useful in our community, not be here for entertainment, not be here for chits and giggles, but to be here for community. And so tomorrow we're going to celebrate. I'm also going to just share a couple of gems for anyone who is looking for strategy, on how to even if it's a small community, build your own community based on whatever. So we'll talk more about that tomorrow, but I really want us to celebrate our 43rd day of live, 6 weeks of lives consecutively. Whoo, child. And I'm loving it. Like, that's the best thing about it. This doesn't feel like work to me. So we'll be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Then we're back at 11 a.m. on Monday. Tuesday is TBD because, again, in my head, I kind of literally want it to be a little bit more light. And maybe we'll talk more about, gift-giving gifts for Christmas and Kwanzaa. So, maybe it's not a Christmas thing. You have the tree up, great, Cynthia, but maybe the gift is aligned with Kwanzaa, which is all about community, right? And all about staying away from commercialization. And so we'll talk more about that on Tuesday. Then Wednesday, I'll probably be live. I just don't know what time. But y'all don't have to come. Like, I'm not expecting, listen, I may just come live because I think there's something on my heart that's telling me to do it, especially for the people, because this community, I've heard so many people, even people that I've had some consultations and people who are leaving that have no family, that they're leaving solo or have lost their family or are not in sync with their family. And so I may just do a little something live for us to come together and celebrate each other. And so while, I don't have my parents anymore, I do have family, I have brothers, nieces, nephews, aunts, uncles, big family. But I'm opting to do something more solitude this year because I need to not be distracted, so to speak. And I'll probably come back on Wednesday, then Thursday night, 10 p.m., and then we'll talk more about the rest of the week on Thursday. So anyway, until then, alone as usual, but you're good. Good. So listen, I'll check the community tab because I will let you know in advance what time I'll come on. Good night. Good night. I'll just be me and my pup celebrating in peace. Listen, and sometimes that's the best. I kind of am. I don't want to say boycotting Christmas. This time last year, I was in Mexico enjoying Christmas. Like, I had Christmas at dinner at they have a Black-owned Jamaican restaurant that had just reopened their original location. Treat us so well, like family. Loved it there. So I'm a little sad about that. But I kind of want to do something different. I want to create a different type of experience. And so we'll see how that goes. But anyway, thank you, everyone. Good night, good night, good night. If I didn't catch you to say good night, I apologize, but we'll be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Thanks, Gym Nation. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit the like. I'm going to stay here for another, you know what? I'm going to exit on the 30-second thing. And then hold on a second. I'm going to do the 30-second countdown. Okay. So hopefully everyone has hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I will see everyone tomorrow at 7 p.m. Have a good night. Take care, everyone.